The Crown Players present an adaptation of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Primary phase, fit the fall. It has been revealed to Arthur that the Earth has been built by the Magratheans and run by mice. Meanwhile, his companions have been suddenly confronted by something nasty, probably certain death.
Arthur Dent, a perfectly ordinary Earthman, was rather surprised when his friend Ford Prefect suddenly revealed herself to be from a small planet somewhere in the vicinity of Beetlejuice, and not from Guildford after all. He was even more surprised when a few minutes later the Earth was unexpectedly demolished to make way for a new hyperspace bypass. But this was as nothing to their joint surprise when they are rescued from certain death by a stolen spaceship manned by Ford's semi-cousin, the infamous Zaphod Beeblebrox, and Trillian, a rather nice astrophysicist Arthur once met at a party in Islington. However, all four of them are soon totally overwhelmed with surprise when they discover that the ancient world of Magrathea, a planet famed in legend for its surprising trade in manufacturing other planets, is not as dead as it was supposed to be. For Zaphod, Ford, and Trillian, surprise is pushed to its very limits when this happens. And when Arthur Dent encounters Slartibartfast, the Magrathean coastline designer who won an award for his work on Norway, and learns that the whole history of mankind was run for the benefit of a few white mice anyway, surprise is no longer adequate, and he is forced to resort to astonishment.
Mice? What do you mean, mice? I think we must be talking at cross purpose. Mice to me mean the little white furry things with a cheese fixation, and women standing screaming on tables in early 60s sitcoms.
Earthman, it is sometimes hard to follow your mode of speech. Remember, I have been asleep inside this planet of Magrathea for 5 million years and know little of these early 60s sitcoms of which you speak. These creatures you call mice, you see, are not quite as they appear. They are merely the protrusions into our dimension of vast, hyper-intelligent pan-dimensional beings. The whole business with the cheese and the squeaking is just a front.
A front?
Oh yes. You see, the mice set up the whole Earth. This is an epic experiment of behavioural psychology. A 10 million year program.
No, look, you've got this the wrong way round. It was us. We used to do the experiments on them.
A 10 million year old program in which your planet Earth and its people form the matrix of an organic computer. I gather that the mice did arrange for you humans to conduct some primitively staged experiments on them, just to check how much you'd really learned, give you the odd prod in the right direction. You know the sort of thing. Suddenly running down the maze the wrong way, eating the wrong bit of cheese, or unexpectedly dropping dead of myxomatosis.
Attention please, Slartibartfast. With the Slartibartfast visiting Earth creature, please report immediately to the reception. Thank you.
However, in the field of management relations, they're absolutely shocking.
Really?
Yes, well, you see, every time they give me an order, I just want to jump on a table and scream.
Well, I can see that'd be a problem.
There are, of course, many problems connected with life, of which some of the most popular are: why are people born? Why do they die? And why do they want to spend so much of the intervening time wearing digital watches? Many millions of years ago, a race of hyper-intelligent pan-dimensional beings got so fed up with all the constant bickering about the meaning of life, which used to interrupt their favourite pastime of Brockian ultra cricket, a curious game which involves suddenly hitting people for no readily apparent reason and running away, that they decided to sit down and solve the problem once and for all. And to this end, they built themselves a stupendous supercomputer, which was so amazingly intelligent that even before its databanks had been connected up, it had started from first principles with "I think, therefore I am," and had got as far as deducing the existence of rice pudding and income tax before anyone managed to turn it off. Could a mere computer solve the problem of life, the universe, and everything? Fortunately for posterity, there exists a tape recording of what transpired when the computer was given this particularly monumental task. Arthur Dent stops off in Slartibartfast's study to hear it.
What is this great task for which I, Deep Thought, the second greatest computer in the universe of time and space, have been called into existence?
Your task, O computer?
No, wait a minute. This isn't right. Deep Thought?
Speak, and I will hear.
Are you not, as we designed you to be, the greatest, most powerful computer in all creation?
I describe myself as the second greatest, and such I am.
But this is preposterous. Are you not a greater computer than the Milliard Gargantua brain at Maximegalon, which can count all the atoms in a star in a millisecond?
The Milliard Gargantua brain. A mere abacus, mention it not.
And are you not a greater analyst than the Googleplex Starthinker in the 7th Galaxy of Light and Ingenuity, which can calculate the trajectory of every single dust particle throughout a 5-week Aldebaran sand blizzard?
A 5-week sand blizzard. You ask this of me, who has contemplated the very vectors of the atoms in the Big Bang itself. Molest me not with this pocket calculator stuff.
And are you not a more fiendish disputant than the great hyperlobic omnicognate neutron wrangler, which can talk...
The great hyperlobic omnicognate neutron wrangler can talk 4 legs off an Arcturian megadonkey. But only I can persuade it to go for a walk afterwards.
Then what's the problem?
I speak of none but the computer that is to come after me.
Oh, come on, isn't this getting a bit needlessly messianic?
You know nothing of future time. And yet, in my teeming circuitry, I can navigate the infinite delta streams of future probability and see that there must one day come a computer whose merest operational parameters I am not worthy to calculate, but which it will be my destiny eventually to design.
Can we get on and ask the question?
Speak.
Oh, Deep Thought computer, the task we have designed you to perform is this. We want you to tell us the answer.
The answer. The answer to what?
Life.
The universe.
Everything.
Tricky.
But can you do it?
Yes, I can do it.
There is an answer? A simple answer?
Yes. Life, the universe, and everything. There is an answer, but I'll have to think about it.
Excuse me, did you hear that? What's going on back there?
We demand admission.
Come on, you can't keep us out.
We demand that you can't keep us out.
Who are you? What do you want? We're busy.
I am Magic Thighs.
And I demand that I am Vroomfondle.
It's alright, you don't have to demand that.
Alright, I am Vroomfondle, and that is not a demand, that is a solid fact. What we demand is solid facts.
No, we don't. That is precisely what we don't demand.
We don't demand solid facts. What we demand is a total absence of solid facts. I demand that I may or may not be Vroomfondle.
Who are you anyway?
We are philosophers.
Though we may not be.
Yes, we are.
Oh, sorry. We are quite definitely here as representatives of the amalgamated union of philosophers, sages, luminaries, and other professional thinking persons, and we want this machine off, and we want it off now.
What is all this?
We demand that you get rid of it.
What's the problem?
I'll tell you what the problem is, mate. Demarcation. That's the problem.
We demand that demarcation may or may not be the problem.
You just let the machines get on with the adding up, and we'll take care of the eternal verities. Thank you very much. By law, the quest for ultimate truth is quite clearly the inalienable prerogative of your working thinkers. Any bloody machine goes and actually finds it, and we're straight out of the job, aren't we? I mean, what's the use of our sitting up all night saying there may
Or may not be.
or may not be a god if this machine comes along the next morning and gives you his phone number?
We demand guaranteed, rigidly defined areas of doubt and uncertainty.
Might I make an observation at this point?
You keep out of this, metal nose.
We demand that that machine not be allowed to think about this problem.
If I might make an observation.
We'll go on strike.
That's right, you'll have a national philosopher's strike on your hands.
Who will that inconvenience?
Never mind who it'll inconvenience, you box of black-legged binary bits. It'll hurt, Buster. It'll hurt.
If I might make an observation. All I wanted to say is that my circuits are now irrevocably committed to computing the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Oh,
come
bloody
on.
what?
But the program will take me 7.5 million years to run.
7.5 million years?
Yes. I said I'd have to think about it, didn't I? And it occurs to me that running a program like this is bound to cause sensational public interest. And so any philosophers who are quick off the mark are going to clean up in the prediction business.
Prediction business?
Obviously. You just get on the pundit circuit. You go on all the chat shows and the color supplements and violently disagree with each other about what answer I'm eventually going to produce. And if you get yourselves clever agents, you'll be on the gravy train for life.
Bloody hell! Now that is what I call thinking. Here, Broomfondle, why do we never think of things like that?
Dunno. Think our minds must be too highly trained, Magic Thighs.
But I don't understand. What's all this got to do with the Earth and mice and things?
All will become clear to you, Earthman. Are you not anxious to hear what the computer had to say 7.5 million years later?
Oh, well, yes. Quite.
Here is the recording of the events of that fateful day.
O people who wait in the shadow of deep thought, honoured descendants of Broomfondle and Magic Thighs, the greatest and most truly interesting pundits the universe has ever known, the time of waiting is over! 7.5 million years our race has waited for this great and hopefully enlightening day. The day of the answer! Never again will we wake up in the morning and think, who am I? What is my purpose in life? Does it really, cosmically speaking, matter if I don't get up and go to work today? For this day we will finally learn, once and for all, the plain and simple answer to all these nagging little problems of life, the universe, and everything. From today, we can enjoy our games of Brockian Ultra Cricket in the firm and comfortable knowledge that the meaning of life is now well and truly sorted out.
75,000 generations ago, our ancestors set this program in motion.
An awesome project.
Deep Thought prepares to speak.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Oh, Deep Thought, do you have...
An answer for you. Yes, I have.
There really is one.
There really is one.
To everything? To the great question of life, the universe, and everything?
Yes.
And are you ready to give it to us?
I am.
Now?
Now.
Wow.
Though, I don't think you're going to like it.
It doesn't matter. We must know it.
Now.
Yes, now.
All right.
Well?
You're really not going to like it.
Tell us.
All right. The answer to everything.
Yes?
Life, the universe, and everything.
Yes?
Is.
Yes?
Is.
Yes?
42.
We're going to get lynched, you know that.
It was a tough assignment.
42?
I think the problem, such as it was too broadly based. You never actually stated what the question was.
But it was the ultimate question. The question of life, the universe, and everything.
Exactly. Now you know that the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42. All you need to do now is find out what the ultimate question is.
All right. Can you please tell us the question?
The ultimate question
Yes.
of life, the universe,
And everything.
and everything.
Yes.
Tricky.
But can you do it?
No.
Oh, God.
But I'll tell you who can.
Who? Tell us.
I speak of none but the computer that is to come after me. A computer whose merest operational parameters I am not worthy to calculate, and yet I will design it for you. A computer which can calculate the question to the ultimate answer. A computer of such infinite and subtle complexity that organic life itself will form part of its operational matrix. And you yourselves shall take on new forms and go down into the computer to navigate its 10 million year program. Yes, I shall design this computer for you, and I shall name it for you, and it shall be called the Earth.
Oh, what a dull name.
So there you have it. Deep Thought designed it, we built it, and you lived on it.
And the Vogons came and destroyed it 5 minutes before the program was complete.
Yes, 10 million years of planning and work gone just like that. Well, that's bureaucracy for you.
You know, all this explains a lot of things. All through my life I've had this strange, unaccountable feeling that something was going on in the world. Something big, even sinister. And no one would tell me what it was.
No, that's just perfectly normal paranoia. Everyone in the universe has that.
Well, perhaps that means that somewhere, outside the universe.
Maybe. Who cares? Perhaps I'm old and tired, but I always think that the chances of finding out what's really going on are so absurdly remote that the only thing to do is say, hang the sense of it and just keep yourself occupied. Look at me. I design coastlines. I got an award for Norway. Where's the sense in that? None that I've been able to make out. I've been doing fjords all my life. For a fleeting moment, they become fashionable, and I get a major award. In this replacement Earth we're building, they've given me Africa to do, and of course I'm doing it all with fjords again, because I happen to like them. And I'm old-fashioned enough to think that they give a lovely baroque feeling to a continent. And they tell me it's not equatorial enough. What does it matter? Science has achieved some wonderful things, of course, but I'd rather be happy than right any day.
And are you?
No, that's where it all falls down, of course.
Pity. It sounded like quite a good lifestyle otherwise.
Attention please, Slartibartfast. Would Slartibartfast, a visiting Earth creature, please report immediately? Repeat, immediately to the works reception area. My son wants to hang about in this dimension all day.
Come on, I suppose we'd better go and see what they want.
I seem to be having this tremendous difficulty with my lifestyle. As soon as I reach some kind of definite policy about what's my kind of music and my kind of restaurant and my kind of overdraft, people start blowing up my kind of planet and throwing me out of their kind of spaceship. It's so hard to build up anything coherent. I'm sorry. All of this must sound rather fatuous to you.
Yes, I thought so.
Just forget I ever said it.
It is, of course, well known that careless talk costs lives, but the full scale of the problem is not always appreciated. For instance, at the very moment that Arthur Dent said,
I seem to be having this tremendous difficulty with my lifestyle,
a freak wormhole opened up in the fabric of the space-time continuum and carried his words far, far back in time across almost infinite reaches of space to a distant galaxy where strange and warlike beings were poised, On the brink of frightful interstellar battle, the two opposing leaders were meeting for the last time, and a dreadful silence fell across the conference table as the commander of the Vulhergs, resplendent in his black jewelled battle shorts, gazed levelly at the Gugved leader, squatting opposite him in a cloud of green, sweet-smelling steam, and, with a million sleek and horribly beweaponed star cruisers poised to unleash electric death at his single word of command, challenged the vile creature to take back what it had said about his mother. The creature stirred in his sickly, broiling vapour, and at that very moment the words,
I seem to be having this tremendous difficulty with my lifestyle,
drifted across the conference table. Unfortunately, in the Vulherg tongue, this was the most dreadful insult imaginable, and there was nothing for it but to wage terrible war. Eventually, of course, after their galaxy had been decimated over a few thousand years, it was realised that the whole thing had been a ghastly mistake, and so the two opposing battle fleets settled their few remaining differences in order to launch a joint attack on our galaxy, now positively identified as the source of the offending remark. For thousands more years, the mighty ships tore across the empty wastes of space and finally dived screaming onto the planet Earth, where, due to a terrible miscalculation of scale, the entire battle fleet was accidentally swallowed by a small dog. Those who study the complex interplay of cause and effect in the history of the universe say that this sort of thing is going on all the time, but are powerless to prevent it. Meanwhile, Arthur Dent is about to discover the answer to the disturbing question posed in the last instalment. Are his companions, Ford, Zaphod and Trillian, lying bleeding to death in a subterranean corridor, or have they merely slipped out for a quick meal somewhere?
Arthur, you're safe.
Am I? Oh, good.
Hi, Arthur. Come and join us.
Ford, Trillian, Zaphod, what happened to you?
Well, our hosts here attacked us with a fantastic dismodulating anti-phase stun ray, and then invited us to this amazingly keen meal by way of making it up to us.
Hosts? What hosts? I can't see any hosts.
Welcome to lunch, Earth creature.
What? Who said that? Oh, there's a mouse on the table.
Haven't you found out yet, Arthur?
What? Oh, I see, yes. Yes, I just wasn't quite prepared for the full reality of it.
Arthur, let me introduce you. This is Benji Mouse. Hi. And this is Frankie Mouse. Nice to meet you. It seems they control quite a large sector of the universe in our dimension.
But aren't they?
Yes, they are the mice I took with me from the Earth. It seems our whole journey has been stage managed from the beginning.
Excuse me.
Yes, thank you, Slartibartfast. You may go.
What? Oh, very well. Thank you, sir. I'll just go and get on with some of my fjords then.
In fact, that won't be necessary. We won't be requiring a new Earth after all. We've had this rather interesting proposition put to us.
What? You can't mean that. I've got 1,000 glaciers poised and ready to roll over Africa.
Well, perhaps you can take a quick skiing holiday before you dismantle them.
Skiing holiday? Those glaciers are works of art. Elegantly sculpted contours, soaring pinnacles of ice, deep, majestic ravines. It would be sacrilege to go skiing on high art.
Thank you, Slartibartfast. That will be all.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Well, goodbye, Earthman. Hope the lifestyle comes together.
Goodbye, then. Sorry about the fjords.
Now, Earth creature, we have, as you know, been more or less running your planet for the last 10 million years in order to find this wretched thing called the ultimate question.
Why?
No, we already thought of that one, but it doesn't fit the answer. Why? 42. You see, it doesn't work.
No, I mean, why have you been doing it?
Well, eventually just habit, I think, to be brutally honest. And this is more or less the point. We're sick to the teeth of the whole thing, and the prospect of doing it all over again on account of those winning trill moments quite frankly gives me the screaming heebie-jeebies. You know what I mean?
We've
much inclined to take it.
I would, wouldn't you, Ford?
Oh, yes. Jump at it like a shot.
I mean, yes, idealism. Yes, the dignity of pure research. Yes, the pursuit of truth in all its forms. But there comes a point, I'm afraid, where you begin to suspect that if there's any real truth, it's that the entire multi-dimensional infinity of the universe is almost certainly being run by a bunch of maniacs. And if it comes to a choice between spending another 10 million years finding that out, and on the other hand, just taking the money and running, then I, for one, could do with the exercise.
But that's exactly the attitude those philosophers took. There's no one in this galaxy do anything other than appear on chat shows.
The point is this. We are in a position to give you a very important mission. We still want to find the ultimate question, because it gives us a lot of bargaining muscle with the 5D TV company. So it's worth a lot of money. I mean, quite clearly, if we're sitting there looking very relaxed in the studio mentioning that we happen to know the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and then eventually have to admit that it's 42. I think the show's probably quite short.
Yes, but doesn't that mean you've got to go through the whole 10 million year program again?
We think there might be a shortcut. Your agent...
That's me.
Is it?
Your agent suggested that both you and the Earth Girl, as last generation products of the computer matrix, are probably in an ideal position to find the question for us and find it quickly. Go out and find it for us, and we'll make you a reasonably rich man.
We're holding out for extremely rich.
All right, extremely rich. You drive a hard bargain, Beeblebrock.
Emergency. Emergency. Hostile ship has landed on planet. Intruders now in the works reception area. Defense station. Defense stations.
Bells, what is it now?
Police! Hell and bat stews, we've got to get out.
Police?
Yeah, it's this wretched spacecraft we've stolen. I left them a note explaining how they could make a profit on the insurance claim, but it doesn't seem to have worked.
Oh, come on then, let's move.
Earthman, find us the question.
How?
No, that doesn't work either.
We'll find it. Come on, get out of here.
Thanks for the meal, guys. Sorry we've got to rush. Which way do you reckon, Zaphod?
At a wild guess, I'd say down here.
Okay, Beeblebrox, hold it right there. We got you covered.
You want to try and guess it all, Ford?
Okay, this way.
We don't want to shoot you, Beeblebrox.
Suits me fine.
We're cornered.
Hell, I've dropped my adrenaline pills. All right, behind this computer bank. Get down.
Hey, they're shooting at us. I thought they said you didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they said that.
Hey, I thought you said you didn't want to shoot us.
Look, it isn't easy being a cop.
What did he say?
He said it isn't easy being a cop.
Well, surely that's his problem, isn't it?
I'd have thought so.
Hey, listen. I think we've got enough problems of our own with you shooting at us, so if you could avoid laying your problems on us as well, I think we'd probably find it easier to cope.
Now see here, buddy. You're not dealing with any dumb, two-bit trigger-pumping morons with low hairlines, little piggy eyes, and no conversation. We're a couple of intelligent, caring guys you'd probably quite like if you met us socially. I don't go around gratuitously shooting people and then bragging about it in seedy Space Ranger bars. I go around gratuitously shooting people and then agonizing about it afterwards to my girlfriend.
That's right, and I write novels.
Yeah, and he writes them in crayon.
Though I haven't had any of them published yet, so I'd better warn you, I'm in a mean mood.
Who are these guys?
I think I preferred it when they were shooting.
So, are you gonna come quietly, or are you gonna let us blast you out?
Which would you rather?
You still there?
Yes.
We didn't enjoy doing that at all.
Yeah, we could tell. Zaphod, have you got any idea how we're going to deal with these loonies?
Now listen to this, Beeblebrox, and you better listen good.
Why?
Because it's going to be very intelligent, quite interesting, and humane.
Okay, fire away. No, I mean...
Sorry, misunderstanding there.
Nice one, Zaphod.
Beeblebrox, either you all give yourselves up now, and let us beat you up a bit, though not very much, of course, because we're firmly opposed to needless violence, or we blow up this entire planet. And possibly one or two others we spotted on the way here.
But that's crazy. You wouldn't blow up this entire planet just to get a bloody spaceship back?
Yes, we would. I think we would, wouldn't we?
Oh, yeah, we'd have to. No question. Shall we, shoot him again for a bit?
Yeah, why not?
We're not going to be safe behind this computer bank for much longer, fellas. It's been really nice knowing you. I just want to say that.
Yeah, it's really been great. And it was really nice bumping into you again, Zaphod.
I wish I hadn't dropped my adrenaline pills.
The computer bank's absorbing a hell of a lot of energy. I think it's about to blow.
It's a shame we never managed to get the work done revising the book. I thought it looked rather promising.
Yeah? What book?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, that thing.
Look, I hate to say this, but this thing really is going to blow up.
Okay.
Assuming our heroes survive this latest reversal in their fortunes, will they find somewhere reasonably interesting to go now? Will Arthur Dent or Trillian manage to find the question to the ultimate answer? Who will they meet at the restaurant at the end of the universe? Find out in the next exciting instalment of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
In this episode of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Matthew Bunce was the book, and Fondle. Sean Reed played Arthur Dent, Tori Grayling, Ford Prefect, Craig Bannon played Zaphod Beeblebrox, Hayley Garner was Trillian, Jordan Philpotts played Deep Thought, Nathaniel Ingledow, Scientist 1 and Cheerleader, Doug Coleman, Scientist 2, Lisa Birchall, Scientist 3, Dan Waite was Magic Thighs and Benji Mouse, Phoebe Bunce, PA Voice, and Frankie Mouse. Ross Brown was Shooty, and Aaron Reed played Bang Bang. This was a Crown Players production, directed and edited by Sean Reed, with music by Luke Crichton and artwork created by Francis Southgate. The ultimate answer to life, the universe, and everything was revealed by the kind permission of the Amalgamated Union of Philosophers, Sages, Luminaries, and other professional thinking persons.